What's going on, y'all? It's another edition of Late Night Inspiration. And honestly, tonight we're just finding the right vibe, man. I don't have much to say. I'm just going to jump right into it. And I might talk through some stuff, I might not. Some people don't like it. Maybe. I don't know. But some people might also. It's 50-50. You know, what you see, what you hear, what you believe is a combination of the two. I'm going to jump into the music and just do what I do. Get some bass in there. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see, nah. I want to use massive. Let's try it. I just want to find a decent VST where I can make my own right here, which this is. This is a decent VST. Let's see. Let's go with the first one. Alright, so all I'm really going to do here is just, I'm going to run something, and then just get back to it. Did some chopping. Started off with this. Let's just go. Alright. No, I'm not going to use that whole thing. That's just going to be an intro. Trying not to spend too much time into typo. See if we can pull something else up. Now, what's going to be the make it or break it is if I should actually use brakes on this. Why not? Let's do something special to it. Not really. I like breaks. And also likes drums that I can program. Do we want to use 808s or do we want to use breaks? Whatever. We're just going to try anything. I'm just keeping the fire lit, the candle lit, whatever the saying is. Let me shut up and just do what I do. It's not what y'all came here for. So, one of the first things that I just want to show here, because I do want to make this part, informational for people that, sorry, let me get right here. I do want to make this informational for people that do want to take a look at these videos and get something from it, and for those that just come and just enjoy, just taking a look inside what the machine software looks like, and just to hear some sounds. This first part that I'm doing right here, just to be clear, is just something for me just to fool around with. But I did want to show this, so when you're working out a machine and you want to dump something off, you can simply just send it from basically one channel to the next. On here they just call them sounds. That's the difference between machine software, machine hardware, and everything else. Typically that I work with personally, machine likes to call them sounds and groups. I'm used to just calling it just tracks or whatever, tracks and groups. So anyway, so if we were to run this, of course I got this joint right here, scene 1. That's what, like 8 bars, so realistically it's gonna run to like something longer than that. Get that out of there. So that's 8 bars. And if you look at my earlier videos too, what I'll do, I'll actually have a link down at the bottom right. It'll be on your bottom right, my bottom left, and basically you'll be able to go back to my channel, look at the playlist, Late Night Inspiration. I got a couple of things in there, and you can look at different videos of how I'm doing this stuff, because at this point I don't want to take up a whole bunch of time, but basically it'll show you how to export from one sound to the next, or from one whole group to one sound, so that you can consolidate everything. Because tonight, my apologies, the reason why things took so long is because I had some issues with Pro Tools. Pro Tools was giving me some issues with the input output. I was going to show something different. That's for the next video. So anyway. Alright, so that's what I wanted right there. So that's just one of the effects. This nice little touch strip that's on the Machine MK3. I love it. But I like to expand things a little bit more. And what I mean by expand things is as far as automation and other stuff that you need for a final mix. I like to expand it, drop it off in the Pro Tools. Logic, preferably. I've been using Logic for years. Using Logic since like Logic 7, which really isn't that long compared to other people, but that's my experience. So that's just the lesson with this one. I'm not even really going to get into this. I just really want to listen to some sounds at this point, see what I got going here, and just keep it going. New project, yeah, we're just gonna call that new project too. Let's go to something I already had open. Yeah. Alkaline water, you gotta love that. I ain't going to that next. Maybe that'll be on a different one. I call them crazy stuff just because I feel like it, but as you notice, I put the BPM over there too. Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's bad, but as one of my favorite producers says, sometimes you got to put stuff out there just to get your heart broken, or figure of speech, really. It is what it is. Let's see what we got going on here. here, so this is typically what I want to do right here. You know, I want to get all my stuff together, you know, for the mix. Drive it off. This is definitely the vibe I'm looking for right here. So by the time I get Pro Tools back up, this is where everything's going right here. So next, what else we got? What else we working on here? Do I need to save anything? I'm just gonna save it just to be sure. You're definitely gonna learn to save at least every 5 minutes when working in Machine. I love it, but you know, with the good comes the bad. With light comes the dark. I gotta tell you, Machine does crash sometimes, and you'll be really mad if you jump in, and in a couple of minutes, you know, you pull something off, and you know, it's yeah. Yeah, man. All right, just like now, we got a freeze. Let me jump back. So I'm gonna stay with y'all. But I just gotta dump Machine real quick. Oh man, I spoke too soon. Good thing I did save it. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. I just went ahead and saved Machine. I'm sorry, I just went ahead and saved my session. And as soon as I saved it, it crashed. There's no reason for it to crash. Outside of this just being a computer that I use specifically for this, I use it for other things, and you know, I don't really get that much of an issue. Maybe that's something that Native Instruments could look into. Maybe it's something that's already being taken care of on the next patch. Somebody pass it along. So I'm gonna go ahead and open back up. See what we got going on. But in the meantime, if you're looking at the bottom left-hand corner, Late Night Inspiration isn't the only show. We got the Whoabouts with Jasper the Filming. And we really talk about just about anything. You know, just try to keep it like light conversation. Talk about maybe some current events. If you're looking for stuff that has to deal with, you know, politics or you know, gossip or anything like that, you know, shout out to anybody that's doing it. That's just that's not my bag personally. But you know, we like to talk about stuff that's relevant. That's definitely relevant. And for anyone that can relate, you know, please definitely hit that like button, comment, subscribe, check us out. And as we proceed to try to get Machine to open back up, so y'all seen it first, and you know, just know that this is what's going to happen if you get the MK3 or different software. It might not happen for you. You know, if you decide to get the Machine Plus, you know, shout out to a lot of different people that are actually using the Machine Plus. And what that is, it's a standalone. You know, it's basically a standalone sampler, and it does everything that this does. It's a little bit more. It's about twice the price, which, you know, I'd say is worth it, because you're looking at stuff like the, you know, the big boy MPCs, all the other controllers / samplers and everything. But you know, that's what it is. You know, you get what you pay for and everything. All right, so let's try this again. Let's try to open Machine back up. Anyway, let's play some music while we're waiting for Machine to open back up here. Definitely not going to do a reset right in the middle of this. So while we're away, one of the songs got placed. Well, one of the beats that I did produce here got placed. You know, honestly, I'm reading on here. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the information for it. Pop you right on over here. I see. So, Black American by Judah the Prince, aka Crump Snatcher, aka Judah the Prince, featuring Casey and Moore. Produced by yours truly, Doc Freeman, Kevin James Productions, the same thing. Definitely go check that out. Check it out on all streaming outlets, and if you decide you want to go ahead and go purchase it, go jump down to Mind Power on Bandcamp, or just go to Mind Power Entertainment on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you may. Let's get back to it. Let's see if this is gonna work this time. Nah, I'm joking. That's gonna work this time. Gotta have a little fun with this. All the serious stuff going on in the world, all the traumatic stuff going on in the world, we gotta carve out our own silver lining. So this is another joint that I was working on just recently. And, you know, we're trying to find the whole vibe and everything. I'm feeling like this is kind of the vibe right here. They add some electric guitar to it, something a little bit different. Not like rock electric guitar or anything. As soon as Pro Tools comes back up, we're going to show you guys how to take this, drop it into Pro Tools, and do all the arranging and everything. Some things money cannot buy, and it cannot buy fixes in software. So I'll be working on that, and maybe I'll talk about this right here that I just clicked on. And what this is ASIO for all. And what this is basically a virtual, I guess, what do you want to call it? It's kind of like a virtual mixer. So I can use ASIO for all as my output and my input. And I can go ahead and, what's the best way to explain this? So basically what it winds up doing, you get to control the latency compensation, which the latency, for those that don't know, because I know there's a vast array of people that are checking this out. Latency just basically means if I play one note, you're going to hear that note at the same time. So the closer you get to zero is like live instruments. The closer you get further away, you're compensating for a delay. That rhyme. I'm not a rapper. And that's cool. But that rhyme. It wasn't a bar. So as you see right now, we got Machine going out. That's a little mixer I got right here. And this, I'm not even going to get into this right now because that's not working for me. I'm not going to lead you on a dummy mission. But anyway, let's go off to the next one, see what I got going on over here. Wow. So there was just a memory issue right there. Well, that shows you right there, folks, that I wasn't joking about the whole thing. So, eventually Machine will crash. It all depends on how hard you're pushing it. Right now I'm working with about 16 gigs of RAM. I might beef that up to 32, just so I don't have issues like this. And what you can also do, you can freeze tracks depending on what you're using and you can also just bounce it out and just keep going. Alright, so for the sake of time here, we've been on for about 20 minutes here. I'm gonna go ahead and stay on for a few more minutes here and just drop some more. In the meantime, again, you know, you can go ahead and go over and follow just to check out everything that's going on right here on the on the YouTube. All the social links are listed below. Consistently, I will be putting definitely more work into finding the right vibe. I want y'all to stay tuned on Thursdays for that. But in the meantime, and in between time, I'm going to try to open Machine one more time. And if it doesn't open this time, we're just going to cut it at that and just say, you know, I'm going to reset at this point and just keep going. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. You got to talk dirty Machine sometimes. All right, so what we got going on over here? What is this? This is definitely a skeleton. It has to be. I got a lot of those stuff that I start off and just don't go back to. But I will be going back to them. That's one for a live set, which I'm not doing right now. You see that little W that flashed right there, for those that don't know. So I know there's a lot out there just be like, oh, I already know what that is. You know, we got a lot of people that know a lot already. Not talking to y'all, I'm talking to the ones that don't know, because I believe in passing information on to help others. That W that popped up where you see where the cursor's at, that is for waves. Waves is basically plug-in bundles that you can get, you know, for your mixes. You can get them for various things. Let's see what we got going on.
Productions.
So this right here is something that's a little bit more complete.
Hold it now. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not the way to do it. It's not. It's not. It's not.
Simple as that.
It's not.
This one's
It's
a
not a way
perfect
to do
example of me just taking the time to save my memory right here.
It's not.
Should be able to see the pointer.
It's not.
Just me taking the time to save myself
It's not.
from this crashing. This is not a
It's not.
CPU load.
It's not the way to do it. It's not.
So yeah, that's my couple of minutes right there, past the 5-minute mark, 5.5 minute. But I do want to thank everybody that stopped through. Just check my homework. Still working and everything. Still having fun too. Still having plenty of fun and just living life. But to all those out there, I wouldn't say that I'm an authority figure in any type of way when it comes to the industry or anything like that. I'm just somebody that likes to have fun with this. I've been pretty much self-taught since I was a teenager. And I'm just sharing what I know. If you guys can share anything, any feedback in the comments whatsoever, go ahead and do that. But for now, I want y'all to have a good night, and always remember this: be inspired, stay inspired. It's more than just a slogan. It's more than just a mantra. It's something that I live by. Whether you see me on social media, whether you see me wherever, I'm gonna stay inspired. Peace.
Productions.
Hold it now. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not. It's not the way to do it. It's not.
And again, don't forget to stop back by